It's the Mexicans who land the first blow. Van Virgen with the big spike. Well set by Ontiveros. Finished off by his partner. Oh, that's Vitor Felipe trying to answer back, but a complete mishit from him. And that flew a couple of yards behind the baseline of this court. Mexico take the first 2 points of the contest. Well done from Alvaro Filo over the top of Virgen. Brazil have their first point on the board. Just one win in their 3 matches at the pool stage. That came in straight sets in their opener against Argentina before losing their last 2, both in 3 sets against the USA and Spain. But what a response after creeping through to the round of 32 to defeat the defending champions yesterday. And goes Filo again, this time a bit more power coming from the weak side, and able to finish to tie us up at 2-2. What a performance it was from him in that match yesterday. He got his payback against Braulio Ramos. Ontiveros able to strike it off the fingertips of the blocker Vitor Felipe. And Mexico edge ahead. Time block from Vitor Felipe. Emphatic rejection of Lombardo Ontiveros. Very well dug out by Filo. Ontiveros, very adept at retrieving things at the back of the court, keeps the rally alive. And that lands in. Out to the reach of Ontiveros that time. And that's the type of rally that these 2 teams are capable of. Alvaro Filo, the FIVB's top rookie and most improved player 2 seasons ago in 2013. But he didn't get the award that he so desperately wanted, the gold medal at the World Championships in Poland. Almost at times against Braulio Ramos, and in that round of 32 contest yesterday looked like a man possessed in pursuit of the podium. Vitor Felipe right on the money with the spike across court, and Brazil edge themselves ahead again. Has to be right on the money to beat Lombardo Ontiveros. Here goes Ontiveros. Alvaro Filo very well recovered. Ontiveros will try and keep it alive too. Somehow the Mexicans do. Well, that is exactly what I'm talking about when I say not the biggest teams, but so nimble around the court. They can put together rallies like that. And it's the Brazilians who come out on top in that one. 2 of the most exciting field players in the tournament in Lombardo Ontiveros for Mexico and Vitor Felipe and Alvaro Filo of Brazil, both very adept at recovering things in the field as well, especially Alvaro Filo. That one's out of his reach that time. Virgen rising at the net and denying the Brazilians to level the score at 6. And then again, back-to-back rejections for Juan Virgen. The Mexicans have won 3 straight points. From 6-4 down, they lead 7-6. These two, the most successful Mexican team on the FIVB World Tour. Only the 36th seeds at this competition. Already into the last 16 and hoping to make it all the way to the last 8. They're playing with confidence and momentum right now. And they've certainly got their work cut out for them against these two from Brazil. Nothing to separate the two teams at the second change of ends. So much power from Ontiveros, and Alvaro Filo somehow able to keep it alive. And the finesse of Ontiveros that time still not enough. And it's the Brazilians who come out on top. Just caught the fingertips of Virgen. He couldn't quite grow enough. Alvaro Filo and Lombardo Ontiveros, both 6'1" tall, 185 centimeters. Small as far as players go at this level of the sport. What they lack in stature and in height, they make up for in their athleticism and heart and determination. And quite simply, pure quality. 3 straight Mexican points stopped by back-to-back Brazilian points. And they retake the lead. Virgen just got so much behind it. Even Alvaro Filo couldn't deal with that one. He was well placed, the Brazilian number 2. No chance of stopping it though. Down the line from Alvaro Filo, but out. And the Mexicans now retake the lead. It's a back-and-forth, topsy-turvy first set. And it's got all the ingredients early on of a potential classic here at the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. Brazil back level. Alvaro Filo spiking across court to beat Ontiveros. And serve then short from Vitor Felipe. These two teams will be so happy there is a bit of cloud cover today. Especially the way they play the game, they have to run, move a lot. There'll be plenty of long rallies in this one. The type of match that would have been excruciating yesterday. No separating them over 20 points. The Brazilians tie up again. going to take the edge ahead of the technical timeout. Well, that's the Mexicans, and they've been handed that point. The second time the Brazilians have served into the net, one for Alvaro Filo, one for Vitor Felipe. A couple of easy points handed to Virgen and Ontiveros. They need 11-10 at the technical timeout in this first set here in the round of 16 at the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. It is a match that has all the potential to go all the way. Those two will know they're in for a battle here, no doubt about that. The 36th seeded Mexicans against the 11th seeded Brazilians. Well, they have shown that they are more than a match for Alvaro Filo and Vitor Felipe. The fans still enjoying the action, despite the fact that these two teams on court right now disappointed the home crowd yesterday, both knocking out Dutch teams en route to the round of 16. Denied by Virgen, another big block for the Mexican number 2. 3 of those in this first set. Very close to back-to-back blocks again. Alvaro Filo beats him this time, though. The Brazilians not allowing the Mexicans to get away and create a gap. Came close to a block earlier on in the rally, Virgen, and then got the ball caught between his body and the net. Couldn't stop the second one from Alvaro Filo. Been able to win the point there, though. Mexico have their 2-point advantage back. This is the second World Championships for these two, having reached the round of 32 in Poland 2 years ago. They've already gone further than that this time around. Real aspirations of going deep into this tournament for both of these two teams. As Alvaro Filo responds and gets Brazil back within one again. Again, Virgen got a touch on it, but not enough. So much power. And Alvaro Filo helpless to be able to turn it back across the net or to his teammate. Ontiveros just got everything behind it. Give credit to Alvaro Filo just for getting his arms to it. No chance for Vitor Felipe to get there. Somehow kept up by the pair of them, and they win the point as well. That's what the Mexicans are capable of. Ontiveros able to help it up here. It took a lot of work from Virgen to get there and keep it alive. And the Brazilians will be disappointed with that defense. Right between the two. Wasn't the most powerful attack hit in the world from Alvaro Filo. From Lombardo Ontiveros, rather. Alvaro Filo would have fancied his chances of handling it. Tremendous work by the Mexicans here for Ontiveros to reach that and then stay on his feet, and then for Virgen to dive back and take it as well. he won't be happy. The Mexican fans will be happy. They have the advantage with Brazil calling timeout now. Ontiveros and Virgen leading 15-12 in the first set of this round of 16 match at the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. They have yet to lose a set in this competition. 8 sets from 8 so far for the Mexicans. 3 straight sets wins in the pool stage and a straight sets victory against Van Dorsten and Van der Velde in the round of 32 yesterday, although both sets very close indeed. 21-19, 24-22. That's what Brazil wanted off the back of the timeout. A really significant stage of the first set where they felt they couldn't allow the Mexicans to get away and create a gap. And they get their reward for taking that timeout. The top of the net and out of bounds Montiveros, so it is back-to-back Brazilian points off the timeout, and we've got a very close set on our hands again. Montiveros down the line, and it's going to go the way of Brazil. And a fault called on the Mexicans, who have lost all of that momentum that they had before the timeout now. Touch of the net by Ontiveros. We're level at 15. And that one caught a piece of the defender along the way, so Mexico point. Off the fingertips of Vitor Felipe. Alive by Filo, the joust won by Vitor, and Alvaro Filo has the final say. Virgen somehow smuggling the ball over the net. Filo did so well to save it, and then very well to finish it. Both teams 5 points away in the first set here, 16-16. And neither wants to be faced with the prospect of having to come from behind in this one. Ontiveros very delicately done over the top of Vitor Felipe. Mexico nudged themselves ahead. You can see the disappointment on the face of Alvaro Filo as he knew his teammate was beaten there. Right back to the corner and in as Brazil ties up at 17 in this first set. It is one that is going all the way. From Alvaro Filo. Juan Virgen put up a big defensive wall at the net. And Alvaro Filo, in trying to find a way around him here, could only angle it out of bounds. The Mexicans get the decision and move within 3 of taking the first set.
Beslissingen 17 voor Brazilië, 18 voor Mexico.
Alvaro Filo just able to squeeze it down between the block of Virgen and the net. He was very close to this one, Virgen. Just couldn't quite angle it back across the net. Alvaro Filo found the gap, and Brazil find themselves level again. We're very much at the business end of the first set here. Ontiveros down the line and almost through the block of Vitor Felipe. And Mexico are 2 away. Such a disciplined and determined look on the face of Ontiveros, but he can't carry that focus through to the serve. It's a look of frustration now. And the serve from Lombardo Ontiveros long. The winner of the next point will have a set point here. Tremendous rally, and it's the Brazilians who come out on top. Juan Virgen in the end couldn't handle the spike from Vitor Felipe. There was a hint it might have been going long. Virgen stuck out a hand anyway, tried to prevent it but couldn't. And Brazil have set point. And unsurprisingly, the Mexicans going to call timeout here. They haven't lost a set in the competition. They are on the brink of doing so. They've had a good lead at one stage in this set. And the Brazilians just refuse to let them get away. Another spectacular rally between these two tremendous teams, and Vitor Felipe getting the better of Juan Virgen. So the Brazilians lead 20-19 in this first set, and they know they have to win the next point, otherwise they will be doing something they haven't done in the tournament yet, facing the prospect of having to come from a set behind. There's the block from Vitor Felipe. It is 3 sets from 3 for Brazil since moving across here to Rotterdam. After a disappointing pool campaign, winning only 1 of 3. They're coming up big when it matters in this tournament. They're rolling in the knockout stages, and they have the first set in the competition over Virgen and Ontiveros of Mexico. They take it 21-19. So Virgen and Ontiveros' run of 8 straight sets won in this competition comes to an end. The first set that they have lost, and this is how Felipe and Alvaro Filo got the job done. Better attack hit percentage. Apart from that, very little between the two teams. They now have to come from behind. If you're not familiar with this tournament, with this sport, it is best of 3 sets. The first 2 to 21, the decider, if they can force it there, will be to 15. And the SS Rotterdam in the background, the retired cruise ship that sailed across the pond for over 4 decades until the start of the new millennium. Now restored and working as the hotel for these players and the FIVB officials at this tournament. Alvaro Filo and Vitor Felipe are thriving in their new setting. And they emphatically take the first point of the second set too. You can tell from the body language of Vitor Felipe that they're feeling confident right now. The pressure is firmly on the Mexicans. Montiveros just had too much on that for Vitor Felipe to deal with. The Mexicans get their first point of the second set. Both of those two in green started full-time on the tour a couple of years ago. Two young players, both just 24 years of age. They've both got a couple of gold medals in their trophy cabinet already. Vitor winning in Berlin and Charmin in 2013, and Alvaro winning in Gstaad in 2013 and Poland last season. I think they've been more impressive at this tournament than their seeding or their FIVB World Tour rank suggests, but they're facing the prospect of elimination now. They get level in this second set with Virgen on the mark. One long from Alvaro Filo. That one perfectly measured by Alvaro Filo. They're fighting for their progression in this tournament after a disappointing start. Virgen with the rejection, and Mexico edge ahead at the first change of ends in the second set. And because these Brazilians are such a young team, it may just be one of the factors for their performances in this tournament that it takes them a bit of time to grow into it. They're young, but they're experienced in terms of a world championship pedigree, both going very close in 2013. Alvaro with the point there. Of course, he went to the final before losing out to the Dutch, and Vitor Felipe going as far as a 5th place finish in the end with Evandro. Virgen caught the fingertips of Vitor Felipe. Mexico lead 5-4. Those two playing in their second straight World Championships together. They've already gone further than they went 2 years ago. They're trying to win this second set to forfeit a decider to go into the final 8. Certainly raised their game here in the Netherlands at this tournament, no doubt about that. Can they raise it enough in this second set to get the better of this Brazilian pair? Alvaro Filho is just turning up his performances each and every round. So passionate and emotional in that match against the Dutch yesterday. And he's carrying on his performance into the round of 16. The carry called against Verheyen, so a fault from the Mexicans hands Brazil their lead back. Too much power from Montiveiros, much to the dismay of Vitor Felipe, who put in his absolute best efforts to chase it all the way across the court. He just ran out of sand as he tried to hunt this one down. Van Verheyen able to pick up the ace with the help of the net. Quite often in those situations you see a player apologising to their opponents for that slice of good fortune. Not this time from Juan Verheyen. It's all about winning in this second set for Mexico. Any point will do. Montiveiros unable to get to that one. And we are dead level at the second change of ends, 7-7. Those two only teamed up a couple of seasons ago. Huge success on the Continental Tour. Just 15 events, they've won 7 gold medals, had 9 podium placements and 10 Final Four finishes, and they're carrying on that success now on the World Tour. And it could very well be the end of the line for them here at these World Championships, because this Brazilian pair are growing so wonderfully into the tournament as well. And they take the lead in the second set. Montiveiros again with so much power behind it. His lack of size certainly doesn't stop his lack of spirit and the lack of power. Out of bounds. Alvaro Filho thought it should have gone his way. And it is Mexico who take the lead. Let's see how close this one was. So fast, so difficult for the line judges and the officials to see, but it did look to be just outside the court area. That one certainly was out of the court area from Alvaro Filho. Back-to-back disappointing spike attempts from him. Mexico have a 2-point edge. They will start to believe that they're capable now of forcing this decider. They've won 3 straight points. Brazil get back within 1 though. Like the first set, this one shows all the signs of going all the way. delicate touch that time from Ontiveros. We've seen him putting in plenty of big power strikes over the last few points and over the course of this set, but that time the delicate soft touch. Trying to answer back with one of his own was Vitor. There's the power from Ontiveros again, mixing it up. An array of shots from the Mexican #1, and they have a 3-point advantage in a second set that they simply have to win as we head into the technical timeout. The last point won from the delicate dink. That one nothing but pure power from Lombardo Ontiveros. And Virgen did a great job of keeping it alive at the net too.
It's for everyone here in the house. Listen, do it with me.
So Lombardo Ontiveros and Van Virgen lead 12-9 in the second set. And having lost the first set so closely, they will be keen to take this one all the way again. They had a 3-point advantage towards the latter stage of that first set. And they'll be very wary of throwing such a lead away again. Brazil did pick it up off the back of a timeout in that first set as well. So let's see if the Mexican momentum can continue after this technical timeout.
Ja, dit was Avia Beach Girls. En die jongens hebben allemaal een rode randjes. Ik weet niet of dat nou door de zon komt.
And just for reaching this round of 16, these two sides are guaranteed prize funds of $14,000. Making it through to the next round is worth at least $21,000. Straight off the back of that technical timeout, the serve into the net, so that run of Mexican points comes to an end. And Brazil can start to think about building a little momentum themselves now. Ontiveros making sure they can't. Got the better of Alvaro Filo that time. And Alvaro able to answer back with authority. Closes the gap to 2 again. The two Brazilians have a long history together. First teamed up back in 2009, won silver at the Under-21 World Championships in England. And then did so again the following year in Turkey. Although this is their first season playing together on the World Tour. So like Virgen and Ontiveros, who only teamed up a couple of seasons ago, they have plenty of room for improvement, plenty of room to grow. Alvaro can only fire into the net that time, so Mexico have created a 4-point gap here in this second set. 6 points away from forcing that decider to 15. Alvaro Filo just out of the reach of Ontiveros that time, and he knows how much they needed that point in the scope of this second set. Right across court and just out from Ontiveros, not by much. But the Brazilians can celebrate back-to-back points. Very close to finding the line. And there's fine margins in this sport, particularly at this level. Alvaro Filo taking the sting off it, but then finding the net. Mexico lead by 3 again. They have to remain so focused at this stage. Wonderfully angled by Alvaro Filo, that slice across court, right down onto the line. And away from Virgen at the net. Couldn't have been better measured. Ontiveros right into the hands of the blocker, deflected away out of bounds, and the two teams now exchanging points. And that means Mexico are only getting closer and closer to that third set. Too hot to handle for Lombardo Ontiveros, and Alvaro Filo wins another point for Brazil, where they have to start putting together a run now. It's no good for them exchanging points at this stage. Let's see if they can make it back-to-back points. And that would really put the pressure on Mexico. A little fortunate to get away with that one on Ontiveros. He had to arch his back and lean backwards. In the end, off the fingertips of his opponent. Might have been travelling long. Mexico only 3 points away. The serve from Ontiveros right into the net, so huge disappointment for them. The Brazilians given a bit of encouragement. The serve out of bounds from Alvaro Filo, who's hugely disappointed with himself. That was a big window of opportunity for Brazil to get back into this second set, close the gap to 1. Instead, Mexico at the next change of ends lead by 3, and they're only 2 points away. Too much power from Alvaro Filo. Brazil not allowing what would have been for Mexico 4 set points. Instead, they close the gap to 2. Now they have to put together back-to-back points, you feel. And they do. And you can hear the cry of Alvaro Filo as the fault is called on Mexico. He knew just how important it was for them to put together a couple of points there. Celebrating in the background of that shot. Now can they get level? No is the emphatic answer delivered by Juan Virgen. 2 set points for Mexico to win the set that will keep them alive in the World Championships. Right back into the corner, and Brazil get within 1. The first set point for Mexico goes begging. pinpoint precision. There's no room for error on this serve from Alvaro Filo. Ontiveros with the set, and the big slam down the line from Juan Virgen, and Mexico in the port of Rotterdam remain afloat in the World Championships. They have forced a deciding set. The two sets that have gone all the way here. Squeezed it past the big frame of Vitor Felipe. There was no room for error there, and he found the gap to find the point that takes Mexico to a deciding set. They've had to do something they haven't done in the tournament before and come from behind. Having lost the first 21-19, they take the second 21-19, and these two will have to be separated in a decider. There really has been very little between the Brazilians and the Mexicans over the course of the two sets. They've improved their attack hit efficiency there, though. Mexico ever so slightly edging the Brazilians. Two sets that have gone all the way. And now a decider, first to 15 in the shadow of the SS Rotterdam, known as the Grand Dame, the former flagship of the Holland-America route. And both the Brazilians, Alvaro Filo, Vitor Felipe, and the Mexicans, Lombardo Ontiveros and Juan Virgen, hoping that this setting provides their route to The Hague, through first to the quarterfinals later this afternoon and then to the semis and the final. Their passage hinges on this deciding set. And it's the Brazilians who land the first blow. Right onto the line from Alvaro Filo. Ontiveros just finds the line. The line judge wasn't too short. It was just it. The serve short from Ontiveros to hand the lead back to Brazil. Each and every point in this decider more and more significant, with the target tally only 15. Is the sun setting on the passage through in these World Championships for one of these two teams, and for who? We're still no closer to knowing. Vitor Felipe with a big block. Maybe we're a little closer to knowing now. The Brazilians have a 2-point advantage. We've seen already, though, the heart and fighting spirit of the Mexicans. There was so much spin on that ball as it deflected up into the air off Alvaro Filo. Vitor Felipe dealt with it well, and Alvaro Filo found the finish over the top of Virgen, out of the reach of the scrambling Ontiveros. Brazil looking the stronger in the decider. They've won 4 of the first 5 points in the third set. Ontiveros answering back, though, and showing that Mexico won't lie down and die in this one. Hugely significant point that for them. Otherwise, they would have been facing a 5-point deficit. Back-to-back Mexican points. Virgen on the mark this time. It's taken them a little while to get going in the third set, but they certainly have done now. It's a Mexican team that made history last season, winning Mexico's first ever medal on the World Tour. And a bronze on home soil in Puerto Vallarta in October. And they've already performed above and beyond expectations here at these Beach Volleyball World Championships. That's a rare error on serve from Juan Virgen, who did have the 6th best serve efficiency in the pool stage. Usually ever so dangerous. Ontiveros onto the top of the net, just got it to drop in time. Down onto the line. Out of the reach of his teammate, and Mexico within one. Virgen ties the game. Brazil having led by 3 earlier in this deciding set and looking confident and comfortable. But Mexico turned the heat up a little. Inseparable over 2 sets and over 10 points of the decider. Vitor Felipe into the net, so the Mexican momentum continues. And they have their first lead of this deciding set. Now it's the Brazilians who really have their backs against the wall. The serve long from Lombardo Ontiveros. There's a couple of service errors from Mexico already in this decider, perhaps because of the pressure on them in this situation. And that's long by some distance for Ontiveros as well. He needs to refocus, settle himself here. You can see almost the frustration building. They're only down by 1. Serve right back into the net from Vitor Felipe, so we're level at 7. Place in the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships quarter-final at stake. These two have been so evenly matched throughout. Brazilian point. Lombardo Ontiveros felt it was out. The official saying it got a touch along the way. There was just a slight touch off the elbow of Virgen. Well spotted by the officials. Just across the midway point of this deciding set, it's Brazil who nudged themselves ahead, but by the slenderest of margins. Answers back. Vitor Felipe can only force it out of bounds, and we're level again. So tight between these two teams. 21-19 to the Brazilians in the first set, 21-19 to the Mexicans in the second. And now 8-8 in the third. And that's long from Verheyen. Every point so huge now for the men on court. Emotions running at a high. And a large part of the equation of who's going to go through to the quarterfinals is now about not just the physical aspects of the game, but how you can control those emotions down the stretch of this pressure cooker deciding set as well. Brazilians won't be happy with that serve. It gets Mexico level yet again. It really is a pressure cooker situation now in the Rotterdam heat. All the way over from Ontiveros. Alvaro Filo will try again. Still can't beat Ontiveros, but Verheyen had gone back with him. And maybe he would have been better suited staying stationary, but both of them went for it. Ontiveros reached it. Verheyen a little off balance then. Somehow kept alive by both of them, Verheyen and then Ontiveros. But Alvaro Filo to Vitor Felipe, and it's the Brazilian combination that gets the job done in the end. Off the shoulder of Verheyen, who was able to squeeze it over after the dive from Ontiveros, who was then beaten by the big spike of Vitor Felipe. And the Mexicans in need of a timeout now, having got themselves level in this match, taking the second set 21-19. It's a 2-point advantage in the third to Brazil, 11-9, having won the last 2 points to turn it around. Just a reminder again at this stage that it is first to 15. The winners through to the quarterfinals. Later today, the losers bow out of the competition. Those two undefeated so far at these World Championships, 4 wins from 4. They've already lost their first set to Alvaro Filo and Vitor Felipe. Are they going to lose their first match at these championships to the Brazilians as well? And how they've turned around their performances. The two Brazilians after just 1 win from 3 in the pool stage. Verheyen able to get a big point for Mexico. A 3-point lead for Brazil at this stage would be hugely significant. Instead, the deficit reduced to 1. Brazil back up by 2 though. A delicate prod from Vitor Felipe. Verheyen put his arms towards the left, the ball went to the right. And this one could be pivotal. The serve a long way out of bounds. Maybe the Brazilians feeling a bit of pressure as well. Somehow kept up. Now can Ontiveros help it over? He can. Magical play from the Mexicans, but they still can't win the point. They had to put an awful lot in just to keep it alive. How demoralising must that be? Somehow got there, somehow got there, and somehow get to that one too. The 3 touches used just to keep it alive, and emphatically finished off by Vitor Felipe. The Mexicans had nothing left in the tank. Virgen with the block. Almost too exhausted to celebrate. It's a huge block that denies what would have been 3 match points for the Brazilians. Instead, Mexico get within 1, 13-12. We're right at the end of this deciding set. We're going to have a timeout. One of these teams on the brink of a place in the quarterfinals, the other on the brink of elimination. Back-to-back points for Brazil, coming before that huge block from Virgen. Absolutely crucial in stopping the Brazilians taking the chance at 3 match points. Certainly going to be a test physically for which one of these teams progresses to the quarterfinals, to play 2 matches in one day and to go the distance in the first. The first 2 sets won by each team by only 2 points. And now this deciding set, they are separated by just a single point. Can the Mexicans get level, or will it be 2 match points for the Brazilians? It's prodded just too long from Alvaro Filo. And Mexico win 2 straight to tie up at 13. You can see what he was trying to do. I think they still had a touch left, Brazil, but he wanted just to try and prod it over the top. Now, if Juan Virgen got too much on it, now who is going to have the first match point? It's Brazil, and Alvaro Filo makes amends. Having taken the first set 21-19, lost the second by the same scoreline, they are within touching distance. Alvaro Filo and Vitor Felipe have a place in the quarterfinals at the World Championships. But Ontiveros levels it up. A huge spike to keep Mexico in the competition. Filo able to slip it through the fingers of Ontiveros, who lets out a cry of frustration. The Brazilians have their second match point. Ontiveros disappointed he allowed that one to get through. Left looking up to the heavens. Can the Brazilians do it at the second attempt? Alvaro Filo serving into the net. It's a deciding set that is going more than the full distance. You have to win by 2, so it's now 1st to 17. Kept up by Ontiveros, out back by Virgen. Mexicans can reset. Not finished off though. How many times have we seen that? The Mexicans putting so much effort in just to keep a rally alive, but the Brazilians just having too much for them in the end. Alvaro Filo so passionate in his pursuit of the podium again after missing out on gold 2 years ago. Closing in on the quarterfinals. Will it be third time lucky for Brazil? No. And that's a huge disappointment for them. Didn't even make the Mexicans work for it. And the men in green just can't win back-to-back points. And that's a huge concern for them at the moment, because the Brazilians have a 4th match point now. Virgen down, but helped up by Alvaro Filo. Here he goes again. No stopping him that time. Mexico have saved 4 match points in this decider. Now can they finally put back-to-back points together to give them their first match point? It's Brazil again. Vitor Felipe just able to squeeze it over the fingertips of Virgen. Again, a cry of frustration as he saw it drop down behind him. Brazil have match point number 5, and sooner or later they're going to take one of these. Not this time though. Ontiveros levelling us up again at 18. And these two sides have just been trading blows, these two beach volleyball heavyweights, back and forth. Brazil take it again. And Virgen put in absolutely everything he possibly could to get to that one. It has been point by point for so long now. It's a pattern that needs to break for one of these two teams to make it through to the quarterfinals. Let's see if Brazil can break the pattern here with match point number 6. They finally get their moment. Brazilian delight in Rotterdam for the 2nd day in a row. Virgen and Ontiveros left to bury their heads in the sand. Their first defeat of the competition. The undefeated Mexicans beaten by the Brazilians, who knocked out the defending champions here yesterday. They're picking up momentum at the right time. Very impressive again from Vitor Felipe and from Alvaro Filo of Brazil, who continues to try and get back towards the podium after losing that final to Brouwer and Meyerson 2 years ago in Poland. He is one step closer again. It is Brazil who make it through to the quarterfinals, and this was the finishing blow. Ontiveros receiving the serve too far beyond Virgen, and the celebrations from Brazil in such a marathon magical contest in the last 16. We expected a top-quality beach volleyball match, and we got one. But it is those two, the Brazilians, who prevail in the end.
10 minutes. The next match will be also in the men's competition. And the game is between Brazil and Cuba.
What a superb round of 16 match that was. The Brazilians in the end get the edge over the Mexicans, having taken the first 21-19, lose the second by the same scoreline, and then take 6 match points to get the job done in 69 minutes. And we can hear from the winning team, Vitor Felipe and Alvaro Filo.
Congratulations, guys. So 6 match points.
Oh, it was a crazy game. It's always really good to have games like this. Yesterday we had a very good game, point by point, and today was the same. And I think our belief was strong today, and we did it.
So you play the winner of the next game between Brazil and Cuba. What about that?
Oh, that's World Championships. So we don't have an easy game. So every game is a final, so let's do it again.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Well, those two will have to dust themselves off and get ready to go again later on this evening, through now to the quarter-finals, and will face either Cuba or fellow Brazilians Pedro and Evandro in the next round. That match coming up next. But what a performance from Alvaro Filo and Vitor Felipe, defeating the defending champions yesterday and then beating the undefeated Mexicans today. The marvellous Mexican journey cut short at these World Championships. The brilliant Brazilians battle on to the final 8.